Well, global indices were in the red on Wednesday in trade, as well as Asian indices have opened cautiously on this Thursday morning. Let's have a quick look at how global indices are looking on Thursday, which is this morning. The Dow and the S&P 500 slipped from their highs on Wednesday to close slightly lower. Nearly 40% of the S&P 500 companies have now declared their results for the quarter ended September and have reported, and 80% of them have reported better earnings than Wall Street estimates. Further, the Dow has fallen around 0.75% yesterday. Despite this, and the S&P 500 too was over 0.5% lower in trade on Wednesday. The Nasdaq though closed an absolute flat line. In fact, up less than a point in trade on Wednesday. Moving on to Europe, European stocks too closed lower as investors monitored how the UK budget update came through. The DAX, FTSE and the Stoxx 600 were all lower by 0.33% in trade on Wednesday. Moving on to Asia, Asian stocks have slipped up on Thursday, early on Thursday in trade. In fact, as I look at it, the Nikkei is down just a little less than 1%. The Shanghai is 1% down as well. The Hang Seng is 0.25% down. The SGX 200 is 0.5% down. And the Kospi is down around 10 to 15 basis points roundabout. And the SGX Nifty futures though were lower in trade yesterday, in fact down 0.2% in trade yesterday. However, today morning the SGX Nifty futures are up 0.3%, definitely positive news for Indian indices, the way we look at it. Moving on to commodities, the London Metal Index, the USD value fell over 1/3% in trade yesterday, and that was led, the losses there were led by copper, which was down 5%. Aluminium and iron ore both were down over 2% at close of trade. Oil as well fell, given the stockpiles have increased. On news of stockpiles increasing, oil fell. Oil is now at $81.5 a barrel, and Brent is just below the $83.5 a barrel mark. Gold steadied though as bond yields retreated a bit. Gold is just below the $1,800 an ounce mark, and the dollar index closed lower after 2 consecutive days of gains, down around 16 basis points. Again, that has reversed today morning. The dollar index is up around 16 basis points in early trade today. The US 10-year treasury yields have fallen sharply, down almost 10 basis points to around 1.55% or so. The Bitcoin has slipped 5% and is just below the US dollar 59,000 mark. So pretty much across the board, all indices, commodities, oil, as well as crypto falling. However, what's been up is the SGX Nifty futures. So that may be good news for Indian markets overall.